Greetings, YouTube. So I thought we'd do some free form magic item creation. I believe I saw an inspiration for this on the Big Purple recently. I'm not positive over on RPGNet. But what I've done is I've pulled up a list of 10,000 magical effects, and this is from mojobob.com. And if I remember correctly, I will put a link in the show notes here. And he's got it set up so that there are 100 subtables, and each subtable has 100 entries. So you'd roll uh, uh, 1 to 100 twice, and then you figure out what the item is. And then I'm going to see if I can, on the fly, create something based on what I generate. And I have a cat over here at the minute who is desperate for attention, so I apologize if I get slightly distracted. So first, we're going to subcategory will be 20, and then 31. So we're going to find 20, and then 31. 20, and okay, here we go, 31. Casters' clothes are 20%, 25% likely to be invisible to each viewer. Okay, now, this to me sounds like a joke. So a magical ring that does something benign. It gives some moderate effect that the wearer would want to have. So you then give this to the person, and then besides that, they appear to be invisible to 25% of the people that look at them. And they can't figure out why people are staring at them and making pointed comments, whereas bunches of people aren't doing that. So they're like, what the heck is going on? But it's going to have to be some kind of minor beneficial ability the ring has. It could be anything you want it to be. So it would be, they'd want to wear the thing, or even if they didn't know it was magic and it was just a piece of jewelry that they happen to really find attractive, and you presented it to them, so since you're giving the gift, kind of like the way you always wear the sweaters your grandmother makes for you when you're around your grandmother, even though you may never wear them when you're not. So yeah, that could be good. So let's try another one. Okay, subtitle 2, entry 42. Hey, the life, the universe, and anything. Interesting story about that. See, in an old programming language, there were codes representing different commands. And there was one empty command. And the empty command essentially was there so that the person programming with this language could put anything they want into that space. So essentially, that blank space meant anything you want it to be. That command was known as number 42. All right, 42. All of Castor's fingers double in thickness. This is definitely a ring. This is a cursed aspect of a ring. It could be a straight up curse. I mean, like you put the ring on and all of a sudden, blunk, and you can't use your fingers anymore. Or it could be an unwanted side effect of a ring. So it's a ring that didn't quite function the way it was intended to function. The favorite one I ever gave to somebody in a game was the invisible gold ring. That's it. It was a gold ring that was invisible. You couldn't see it. So nobody even knew what it was made of. But yeah, that's another good prank one. All right, so we're gonna we'll do 5 of these. Sub lists 94 and 85. So we'll go to 94 and 85. Oop, almost. Sorry, went too far. Oh, that's 93. Here we go, 94. Apparently I jumped too far. Next person slain nearby is borne away by wonder working dolphins. Now that sounds like some kind of a restoration item. So it's potentially an actual restoration spell, or it's delivering you to a divine being who then can, weigh your soul against a feather, something, that kind of thing. So you are being, some decision is being made about whether you go back or not. So this is just a flavored text of a lower level restoration because it's not a guarantee, maybe. So, you might make it, you might not make it. Or if it's a higher level, you will be definitely made it. But this is just the kind of like the showy aspect of it, the whiz bang aspects of this particular item. Alrighty. 57, my favorite number. It's why it's in my name. And 66. 57 and 66. Almost. Here we go. Target feels as though he's having teeth extracted. This sounds like a wand to me. This sounds like an attack against a person's bones, specifically teeth. But it's the kind of thing that does specific amounts of harm to them. And it's targeting that particular aspect of their body. So if they fail their saving throw, not only do they take damage, but they physically lose their teeth. They are wrenched from their mouth, and then they fly through the air to the, fall into the hands in a bloody pile of teeth. I like that idea. That if they make their saving throw, they still take some damage, and it causes them great deals of pain, but their teeth stay in place. Maybe it makes it difficult to eat for the next 24 hours, something like that. But yeah, I like that idea. That sounds like something that could be definitely nice, colorful way of doing magic. Now, what kind of magic would that be? It's an attack magic. Could it be considered force, maybe? Derivative of telekinesis, maybe? Yeah, maybe related to telekinesis. All right, last one, 50 and 21. So we'll go to 50, 50, 50, 50. Here we go. And 21. Alrighty, target acquires scars to match any wounds he inflicts on others. That sounds like some kind of a cursed item, obviously, like a gaze or something. But maybe something that was placed upon someone to teach them an object lesson, teach them to walk the path of nonviolence, because whichever you do to another is now going to be visible upon your own body. So maybe kind of a almost like a restraint thingy they have in Marvel that like turns down people's magical mutant powers or whatever their metahuman powers so that they can't use them. That kind of thing. You still can be violent, but if you're violent, you're gonna physically pay the price. People will see on you what you have done. Your violent tendencies will be shown to the world at large. So a whole aspect of social stigma. So yeah, I think that would be a pretty good control kind of a thing. It's a social judgment kind of a situation, and there's no reason you can't use magic items in a world of high fantasy to do that very thing. Again, it's like you're clasping on an ankle monitor so you could keep track of someone. Well, this thing is making sure that if you commit an act of violence, you're going to walk around with that scar forever, and that may curtail your desire to be violent. Also, it may change how you commit acts of violence, because there are ways of causing injury that don't require physical contact, and maybe you could just hire someone else to do the violence for you. There's always a loophole somewhere now, isn't there? Alrighty, so again, I'm going to hopefully remember. I'll keep notes of myself, because when I'm recording this is quite a time between now and when you'll actually see it. I have quite a few RPG videos in the can at this point. I like to have a buffer if I can. So I'll put the link for this. I'm actually going to go poke around his site and see what else I can find if find it might be inspiring today. But take a look at it. do some random number generation and see if you can come up with anything in magical effects that inspire you to create something interesting in the realm of magic items.